Hi guys, thank you for watching this video. Today we're gonna do a stretch class, so really stretching out the legs, a little bit the lower back, might do a little bit of arms. Just 20 minutes, half an hour, really good deep stretching, yeah? So let's start going down, lying down on the back. So if you just come all the way down to lie. And to start by bringing both knees to your chest. Good. And really give them a nice hug here. Just arrive on the mat and take a couple of breaths. You can swing a little bit from right to left if that feels good to you. And just take a couple of breaths here to feel your body. Just figure out how we're doing today. Is there anything extra sore, maybe from another workout? Does everything feel good? Is this stretching class just for wellness? That would be perfectly fine as well, yeah? Good. And then place one hand on each knee and make these big circles around your hip joint. So try to use your arms to steer it. So we're circling the legs around with the arms. So just loosen up the hip joints a little bit. Might be a little tight around the hip flexor area. You might feel a little squeeze when you come in. That's all right. And then take the same circles just the other way around. Still really try to use your arms. And just let your legs be moved. Good. Might also feel a little movement into your lower back, so we're kind of letting the tailbone go a little bit down towards the floor and then rounding a little bit in the lower back when the knees come back in. Perfect. Good. And then stay in here. Just cross one leg over the other if you have your knees together, if that's all right for you. And then hold on to your knees. And just take a breath here. So it's just a gentle glute stretch. We're going deeper into the glutes. We're just getting there, yeah? So take a breath here. 2, 3. You can play a little bit around with it if you want to move a little bit over to one side, over to the other side, whatever feels good. Perfect. Give the knees a little extra hug. Good. And then from here, keep the top leg. That would be my right leg. I'm just holding on to that knee and stretching the other leg down onto the mat. So we're going a little bit deeper into the hip flexors before doing the other side. So just start by pulling that knee even closer in. You can pull the knee a little bit further in towards your chest bone. Then you might feel a little extra squeeze of the hip flexors here. That's what we're going for. That's perfectly fine. It shouldn't be hurting. And then take these same little circles around the hip joint. Just make them smaller. So really thinking about the top of the thigh bone or the head of the thigh bone moving around inside of the hip joint. Perfect. Let's do the other way around as well. Good. Just give yourself a little extra squeeze here. And then stretch the leg down onto the floor. Just feel how that side is feeling compared to the other. Perfect. And then bend both knees in again. We're going to take the opposite leg, that would be my left, on top of the other. And then bring the whole package in. Just give your knees a little hug here, a gentle glute stretch. That's what we're going for. Might be more than gentle, it might be quite tight, that's all right. Just enjoy it and breathe. Good. So the more you can relax into your stretch, the better. You can play a little bit around with it before we go on to see if there's anywhere where it feels a little bit better. Good. And then hold on to that top knee. That would be the other knee than what we just did. And then stretch the first leg or the other leg down onto your mat. Good. And just stay here for a second. So see if you can find the same feeling in this leg as well, or in this hip joint. Good. So you might want to bring the knee a little bit closer to your chest bone. That's at least where I feel the stretch the most. Good. And when you have that squeeze here, then do your small circles around. Again, really using the arms. Good. And let's do the circles in the other way around as well. Perfect. Nice, guys. Good. Just give the knee a little extra squeeze. And then stretch the leg next to the other. Just see if they feel equal. And then just bend your knees again. You can place your right foot on top of your left knee. Just stay here for a second. Square off your hips. So just want to make sure that the hips are in line. Good. From here, I have my right leg as the top leg. So I'm just slowly letting the knees go over to my right side. You can open your arms to the side if that feels good to you. Just stay here for a second. Take a breath. And come slowly back into center and then drop over to the other side. So almost like your right foot want to touch the floor. It might will. Good. And just stay there for a second. Good. Deep breath again. Let's take one more time. So go over to your first side. If you want to look away from your legs, you can do that and kind of finish the rotation here. Good. And come back into center. Let the knees slowly drop over to the other side. Your head can look away from the knees if that feels good to you. Perfect. And come back into center. Nice. We're going to keep this position off the legs. We're just going to grab in between the legs. Grab onto your left, either thigh or your shin bone. That's up to you. Yeah, but find a grip where you can still relax your shoulders and your neck. Good. So now we're going a little bit deeper into this glute stretch. Take 1, 2 long breaths. And this stretch is kind of tough for most people, yeah? So the glutes are our biggest muscle group, and also the muscle group that we're using the less, yeah, the least. Anyways, not really using those glutes too much. We're just sitting on them, yeah. So they need a good stretch. Perfect. From here, you can try to pull your legs a little bit over to your left, yeah. And then try to push your right knee a little bit forward. Don't go crazy, yeah. So just a little bit. Try to stick your tailbone out, so almost coming back into this neutral pelvis, and stay there and breathe. So that should deepen your stretch. Should be a little bit bigger stretch on your right glute. Perfect. And just release your leg, shake out your legs. Perfect. And then bring your legs one at a time back into the mat again. You can open your arms to the side. I'm going to do the other side here. So I'm just placing my left foot on top of my right knee. And I'm going over towards my left first. It might feel different here. Just slowly coming over, finding that nice rotation, nice stretch into the lower back. And come slowly back into center. Good. And let's go into the other side. So almost like that left foot want to touch the floor. It will, yeah. Doesn't have to. Good. Let's do one more time. If you want to have your head a little bit engaged here or your neck, you can look away from your knees. Perfect. Just stay there for a breath. Good. And into center, last round. Going over to the other side, looking away from the legs again, perfect. Good. And coming into center. Good from here. Going into our glute stretch. So we're grabbing on to the right thigh or shin bone and just starting here. So make sure you can relax your shoulders, your neck, and take a couple of breaths. Good. So we really want to calm the body down. The best way to do that is by breathing. Good. And again, if you want to go a little bit deeper, then pull your right leg just a little bit, or the whole position a little bit over towards your right. Push your left knee just a little bit forward, yeah? And then try to stick your bum out a little bit, like pushing the tailbone down towards the floor. That should give you a better stretch here, yeah? And just, again, breathe. Take these 2 long, deep breaths all the way into your abdominals. Perfect. And then let go of your grip. Just shake out your legs once. Perfect. Good. You can hold on to the back of your knees. Take a little swing here and come all the way up to sit. Good. I just turned towards you. You can stay perfectly as you were. Just bringing the sole of the feet together, the knees out to the side. And then just round your back. So just lean forward. Just give the lower back a nice gentle stretch here. Good. And try to relax your neck, your shoulders, your jaw. Don't forget to breathe. Good. And then from here, just moving the upper body over towards one knee. You decide which one. Just let your head hang again. See if you can push the opposite hip a little bit harder or heavier into the mat, yeah? So we're looking for a nice stretch here on the side of the lower back. Perfect. And then walk yourself over to the other side. Exactly the same thing here. Just let your head hang. Relax your shoulders. See if you can push that opposite hip into the mat. Good. And then come all the way back into center. Nice. Just roll yourself up to sit. Let's take a little stretch for the shoulder blades here. So we're going to stretch the arms forward. Then you're going to crush your elbows over, like almost like doing the elephant. Good. And then turn or rotate your hands one more time around. So everything is mixed up here. Good. Just going to turn again so you can see me better. Good. From here, just let your head hang. Relax your shoulders, let them do whatever they want to. You can try to lift up your elbows a little bit higher and move your hands a little bit away from your head. Perfect. And just take 2 long, deep breaths here. Breathe. So we're working on one shoulder blade here. Exactly. We're going to do the other just in a second. And just lower your arms. You can shake it out if you need to. Stretch your arms forward. We're going to do the other side. So just remember which one was just on top. Going through the elephant. And then one more time around. Perfect. Let your head hang. Relax your shoulders. Breathe. Good. And again, if you need more stretch, you can lift your elbows a little bit higher up. You can move your hands a little bit away from your head, yeah? So that should give you a better stretch. If you already have a good stretch, just stay where you are. Good. And just lower your arms. Just shake out your shoulders. Good. And let's go into a little bit more of leg stretching. So from here, I'm just going to cross my legs and then move myself forward into this 4-point kneeling position. If you have a better way, then just go with your way, yeah? So I'm gonna place my left foot in front of me and stretch my right leg behind me, yeah? So you can do the same thing here, just so we're on the same page. Good. So from here, getting into this nice hip flexor stretch. So I'm trying to make my back a little bit longer. I'm trying not to hang into the joints. So I'm really pushing my back heel as far back as possible. At the same time, I'm pushing my front knee forward. So almost like I want to pull my legs apart. And that should give you a nice stretch here in the hip flexor. Just take a breath here. Good. We're going to go a little bit deeper into this hip flexor stretch. If you need a pillow or something under your knee, you can do that. Otherwise, just bend your knee. You can stretch your back foot long and then lift yourself all the way back up. So I'm coming up on my back knee just to find this feeling of tilting and rounding a little bit, yeah? So already here I have a quite deep hip flexor stretch, yeah? And then from here, without letting go of this tiny tilt of the pelvis, leaning a little bit further forward. Good. Only to deepen the stretch, yeah? So for some people, it's not even a question. This is just where we go. For other people like me, I'm quite flexible in my joints. I could hang here in my hips, but I really don't want to, yeah? So if you're very mobile or a little bit extra flexible in your hips, then really be aware not to hang into your joints. Good, guys. Perfect. Let's just take a breath here. Shoulders down, long neck. Perfect. Good. From here, let's push back onto that back knee again, just to stretch the front leg long. You can flex your foot. If you need something to hold on to, you can do that. See if you can square off your hips again. So both hips are pointing forward. From here, keep flexing that foot. Then really stick your bum out, stick your chest out. Now that's already a really nice hamstring there. Hamstring stretch there, good. And then slowly lean forward. As far as you feel like, yeah? You can even come down to touch the floor. If you can, and stay there. And then really try to stick out your butt, stick out your chest, yeah? So all of this rounding over the leg, that doesn't really give a good stretch. Yeah? It might look fancy. It's not what we're going for at all. So stick out your chest, stick out your bum. Good, and breathe. Nice, guys. The last stretch here. And just bring your left leg all the way back. Just sit down for a second. Shake it out. And then we're going to do the other side. So I'm bringing my right foot forward. One hand on each side. And then place your toes, your back foot toes into the floor. And lift your leg up. Perfect. So again, pulling in two directions. So I'm pushing the front knee forward. I'm pushing my back heel backwards. Really trying to stretch that back knee. That gives you a little bit of extra stretching in those hip flexors, yeah? So long back, deep breath. Good, really, really nice. Take a last breath here. Good, and then bring your knee down. Stretch your back foot long. And then push yourself all the way up onto your back knee. So again, finding this tilt of the pelvis first. And then pushing the pelvis forward. So we're going into an active stretch rather than just hanging into the joints, yeah? Good. Long deep breath again. Shoulders down. Don't forget to smile and enjoy it. You're doing something really, really nice for yourself. and for your body. Good. Perfect. Let's take a last deep breath here. And then push yourself back again on your back knee. Stretch your front leg long. Perfect. See if you can square off your hips one more time. Flex that front foot as much as possible. Perfect. Now, stick your bum out, stick your chest out, and lean forward. So I'm bending forward from my hips, not my spine. Good. We're going to go as far as you feel like. You might be able to touch the floor. If you do, then stay here. But try not to round your back and relax. Still active stretching. So sticking the tailbone back and up. Sticking the chest bone forward and up. And breathe. Perfect. Almost there, guys. Long back and long neck. Good. Let's take a last breath here. That will be the very last for today. Good. And find your own way out of this position. I might be lying a little bit. Let's just take a last stretch, but just a very nice, comfortable stretch. So place your pelvis back onto your heels and just walk your arms forward into this nice, long rest position. Take 2 long deep breaths here. Stretch your arms forward, pelvis back onto your heels. And just roll yourself back up to seated position. Really, really nice job, guys. Thank yourself for doing this class. Really important to take your time to do something nice for yourself, for your body. Some stretching is always good. Might be a little bit relaxing for your mind as well. So thank you so much for joining this class. I hope to see you again soon.